Welcome back to the continuation of the construction agreement. This is video 3, part 2. In the last video, we spoke about the parties of the agreement, the scope of work, the contract price, the initial deposit, and the payment schedule. The first one is the start and the completion date. The start date, you would write, the contractor will start the project within 1 or 2 weeks from obtaining building permit. The completion date, you have to specify the project duration, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months. You have to write it down. The contractor shall complete the project within 18 months. The next item is the contract allowance. I have seen so many times in the court disputes over that. What I mean by that, construction allowance, for example, kitchen cabinets and countertops. A kitchen can be $15,000 or it could be $100,000. So you have to really specify what is the allowance for the kitchen cabinet that you're giving the owners. So if you say $25,000, including kitchen cabinets and countertops, according to the specifications. Now, if the customer pick up something higher than the $25,000, allowance, then you have to pay the difference. If he goes below that, the builder have to pay the difference. The next item will be insurance. So the insurance, you have to have 3 different types of insurance, or the builder or the contractor must carry 3 insurances. Insurance number 1, it's called builder liability insurance, which is if someone walks on the property and get hurt, they don't sue you, but the builder liability insurance will cover this accident. The second one, worker compensation. This is if one of the contractor or the subcontractors get hurt on the job, they don't turn around and sue you, but workman compensation will cover that. The last one is called builder's risk insurance, which is while the contractor is doing the construction work, if somebody stole something he installed or stole material, it is covered under the builder's risk, which will cover until he finished the project. Item number 9, change work orders. So many disputes in the court, so many problems over change work orders. So you have to write it down in your contract. 1 must be in writing and signed by both parties, the owner and the general contractor. It has to be in writing. Number 2, you can state that owner will pay for labor, material, equipment, and he will give the contractor 25% over this amount, or 25% of that amount, which is 15% for his management and 10% for his profit. If you specify, you will never have a dispute, you never have a problem. Number 10, engineering drawings. Oh, this is so important. So many homeowners, they want to do the house or build a house or build an addition without any engineering drawings. They think they're saving money. I'll tell you a story. Currently, I'm dealing with a customer that he want to build a house for $1.5 million. And I keep telling him we have to get architectural drawing done. And he keep refusing. He say, it costs a lot of money. It would not cost even 0.5% of the $1.5 million. But this is really, you cannot build the house without drawings, without plans. You cannot get a building permit without drawings and plans. So I cannot emphasize how important this is. You have to have the architectural plans and the specification for the house. This is done by an architect. Number 2, a lot of homeowners don't know that. Site grading plan. If you're going to disturb the soil, the county will require you to have a site grading plan, which is done by a civil engineer. It's very important. What's a site grading? What's the difference between a site grading plan and architectural plan? A site grading plan will tell you where the house would be, where the driveway would be, where the landscape will be, where the utility will be. So this is the site grading plan. Number 3, you need a soil investigation report. to tell me what kind of soil I'm dealing with. Do I have rocks? Do I have water? What kind of foundation, so I can, design my foundation? It's very, very important. Most county will require the soil report. And finally, the surveyor. You're going to use the surveyor to determine, the corner of your properties. We have a dispute the other day over a very well-known builder and build the house on somebody else's property. And it's a huge mess in the court. So you want to make sure that the surveyor come and put the property corners. Not only that, he will give you the limits of disturbance, where the house would be. He will tell you where the driveway would be. He'll give you the stakeout for the foundation, the walls, and all that stuff. And at the end, he will give you the house survey plat, which you're familiar with. Number 11, inspections. You have to have 3 inspections. The first one you're already familiar with, which is the county or the government authority inspection. So they have about 5 or 6 of them. First one is the foundation or the footing inspection. Number 2, wall inspection. Number 3, groundwork inspection. Number 4 will be the slab inspection. So all of this come 4 inspections already. When you frame the entire house and you do the rough in, they call it rough in inspection. And then you have another one, insulation inspection. And then the final is the final inspection to get the use and occupancy permit. What's the second inspection? A lot of people don't know that. The bank inspection. If you have financed your house, you will have construction draws. Well, the bank will send an inspector, said, yes, this phase have been completed, release the money to the builder or to the owner. So this is very important. Number 3, which a lot of people would not do, which is very, very dangerous. You don't know anything about construction. That's why you hire a contractor. You have to hire an architect or an engineer to be your inspector. That's the final guy. So in order to release the draw, you have to pass building inspection, you have to pass bank inspection, and you have your own architect. And he goes there and they tell you, yes, the foundation phase have been completed, or no, it's 80% or 70%. So you can deal with that. Now, some of you will say, well, if I hire, a private inspector, it's going to cost me a lot of money. No, he doesn't. Every inspection is about $500. So if you do 6 inspections, that's $6,000. It's insignificant in comparison to $500,000 or $1 million or $750,000. So it's really, really important to have your own private inspector. I thank you very much for listening, and please don't forget, subscribe, like, and I will see you next video.